Hey ladies, thanks for joining me today. If you're new here, my name is Mitzi and I'm a paper girly. If you're a returner, welcome back. Today we're talking about Happy Mail, an envelope filled with joy. There is something truly magical about opening up your mailbox and finding more than just bills. It's a spark of joy in an ordinary day. So I thought that I would just take this opportunity to show you just how easy it can be. I have my Paper Love Vintage Floral book. It's one of my favorite paper books, and this is all I did. I literally just cut out one of the pre-made envelopes. Let me find one that you can see well. There we go. So look at these. They're already pre-made, and all you do is cut it out, tape it together, glue it together. You know me, I'm going to use my double-sided tape because, that's how I do. And you get to pick out which side you want to use. I'm going to use the more colorful side as the outside, and then this teal as the inside. So I love these because it's a quick way to just throw together something fun, something creative, something that sparks joy. And obviously, I'm the paper girly, so for me, any way that I can utilize a piece of paper, I'm going to find enjoyment out of that. But really, ladies, for me, Happy Mail is more than just playing with paper and stickers. It's even more than just, communication between two people. It's that intentional, slow connection that I found so enjoyable, so beneficial even in my life. And that's why I'm walking you through how I make mine, because it's joyful creativity that has built some really incredible, lasting friendships for me. And I'm hoping that maybe you'll be inspired to get started and reach out to find that connection with someone, that connection we're all wanting, that connection we're all needing. Because as women, I think that we naturally crave connection, especially now, as women of a certain age moving into the new chapters of our lives. So that is just, a piece of paper that, obviously I wrote a letter. And then I just fold it up and pop it inside this envelope. Because really, what is Happy Mail? Simply put, it's any piece of mail that makes the recipient happy, anything that can be put inside an envelope. And so for today, I thought, you know what? I'm going to show you a little bit about just the basics. So we know all about my favorite washi tape cards because I love sharing washi tape. However, these are, thick, and thick means that they weigh. And so for your basic Happy Mail, we are looking for 1 ounce because 1 ounce equals 1 stamp. So let me get this out and show you. So you just have a regular kitchen scale. You set it 2 ounces, and then you just weigh it. You weigh it, you throw it on there, and this is 0.28. So 0.28 is what just the envelope and the piece of paper weigh. Now, say we're going to put 2 washi cards in it. Now it's 0.74. So, you know what? If I want to put more than just, a couple of washi cards in here, there has to be a better solution. And this is the better solution. You get yourself playing cards. These are playing cards. They're bendy, and you can stick washi tape on them, just like this. These cards I got down last time I was in Vegas at the Golden Nugget. So yeah, use playing cards, and look at this. Now it's only 0.42. So see the difference of weight, and then we put another one, 0.44. And you just keep adding it in, figuring out how much it's going to weigh altogether. So that is just an example of a 1 stamp Happy Mail. How basic it is, how easy it is. You just, throw it into the envelope, pop a stamp on it, and you are good to go. And you are going to just make somebody's day with something, that simple, that easy. So now I want to just do another little example of another 1 stamp or 1 ounce Happy Mail. This is a different envelope, obviously. This is more of a business size. It's a little bit smaller than a business size. But I just wanted to give you another example of what you can do with 1 stamp in an envelope to bring somebody joy. So with this one is PET tape. I took it off the roll, cut it up so that it would fit inside this envelope. I just took a piece of paper and I'm just going to fold up the ends to kind of make a little pocket, to put inside this envelope. So another thing that I want to talk about here is if you are going to be mailing across borders to another country, they have these things called international stamps. And it is the same thing. They're a little bit more expensive than ours, but for one stamp, you get 1 ounce and you can just, mail something joyful anywhere in the world. And for me and my pen pals, I have a couple that are in the United States, and then I have one very special one in Canada. And so I mail her things all the time, and I try to do it just in these 1 ounce envelopes because it just takes 1 stamp. And so I'm just going to go in my book. I'm going to pick out some other things that maybe I can pop in here, things that are longer because I have a longer envelope. So I'm just going to go in here and grab, some things. So really it's about, just kind of sending thinking of you vibes, to your friends, or strangers. I mean, Vanny started out as a stranger to me. We met in a Facebook group for pen pals. And so I'm just going to, find a little card to throw in with this. And because, full transparency, me and Vanny, we've known each other well enough that we actually do a lot of, well, it's not in real life, but we do a lot of texting back and forth. We, are both late night gals. So we do a lot of late night texting and a lot of, even, voice texting or voice recording, sending, whatever you want to call it. We do a lot of talking outside of just sending letters. So sometimes I send letters, sometimes I just, pop in fun things, add a little, card in, call it good. So I'm just going to pop this inside of here and then pop it inside this envelope. So when you have more of these basic envelopes, these plain envelopes, then of course, if you're like me, you're going to want to throw stickers on it. You're going to want to decorate it. So you have to take that into consideration when you are weighing it. So here we go, 0.95. So, I don't know if I want to keep that one bookmark in there. So I'm just going to double check this again because this is another thing. You can put something because there is a little lip on this. You just put on something flat, you hit, the tar button, and then you get more of a flat, well, I think it's a better example. So that is showing 0.99. That is showing 0.99. So if I want to put stickers or anything on the envelope, it cannot be that heavy. So just one more time. One more time. Yep. Now that says 0.95. So still, that's cutting it close. And you cannot go over 1 ounce. And I like to be right under 1 ounce. That way I know that I am covered. So you know what? I'm going to pull out that and see if that makes a difference. And again, it's a lot of back and forth, but you just have your little scale here. There you go. 0.85 is what that's showing up. And so I feel comfortable with that number, with what I have on it, that I can still put some fun stuff on this. So, yep, I'm going to lick this shut, and we're going to lick that shut, and then it's just about decorating it. So I have a couple of washi tape that I like to put on mine. And one is, well, where's the other one? Here we go. So 2. I have 2 washi tapes that I like to put onto my envelopes, letting my girls that I do these exchanges with know, just from, seeing it visually, that this is from me, that this is from Mitzi. So one is obviously the Coffee Monster Co. I am a huge fan of Helen and her Coffee Monster Co. washi tape and all the things over there. And this one is just a little, happy mail, mailman, mailbox, that whole vibe. I love it. So I go overboard. This might be a little bit overboard, but because it is washi tape and washi tape is not super sticky, which we like because then we can, take it on and off if we make mistakes, I put plastic tape on top of my washi tape. So I just, put a little line of it right over my washi tape. And I don't have to worry about writing on this because I put my addresses on with an address label. So there you go. So of course we have to check because we have the washi tape, but we also have the packing tape, and that's going to add weight. So Yes, is it overboard? Yes, but as long as I'm underneath 1 ounce, that's all I care about. That's what's important at the end of the day when it comes to mailing Happy Mail. And that's something that, I really wanted to go over in this video because it's something that sometimes we don't think about. So Vanny is into kitty cats. She has a kitty cat named Patricia. Oh, and so I thought I will put something cat adjacent. These are just some little cutouts of the actual PET tape that I'm sending her. So I thought, you know what? Let me do something fun here on the back. And normally, oh, oops. Well, let me figure this out. Normally, I like to put something over where you lick shut an envelope just because, well, you know me, I get worried that it's not going to be stuck down. So I always put something over where the shut part of the envelope goes, because then inevitably I'm going to put a little piece of packing tape over that as well. And then I know that it is really, down there good, that nobody's going to be coming in here and sneaking into my Happy Mail that I'm sending to, my special friend. So we're just going to stick this on here, a little kitty cat, a little saying, and there we go. So for any of the stickers, any of the things, if they come from a particular place, I'm going to have a link in the description. And this was, I think, from Journal Say. I think that's where this is from. So if you're interested in little kitty cats, that's where I got them from. Okay, so there we go. Packing tape on the kitty, packing tape over my Coffee Monster Co. washi tape, and it is good to go. So that is 2 examples of what you can do with 1 stamp, 1 ounce. So you know what? I thought let's do 2 ounces just to give you an idea. Just to give you an idea of what you can do with an envelope and 2 stamps. So this is a different size envelope, a different shaped envelope, but it doesn't matter because it really just depends on the actual weight. So this are kitties from Mochi Things for Vanny again. And so we're going to start putting some things together. I love these little plastic bags. I get them from Daiso. This one I think I got from off of Amazon. You can get them anywhere, everywhere. You can get these little envelopes, and they are great for organizing little bits and bobs. So here are the ones. These ones, I always use these over the washi tape cards when I do send them. And that is just to protect the washi tape. Because you know what? It's important to protect that washi tape. And these ones I think I got really, really super duper cheap off of like Temu. And I just like to do little, collections of bits and bobs inside of these envelopes to then put inside of my Happy Mail. And they don't weigh, they don't weigh nothing really. So we have these stickers. I'm going to start with the stickers, and we're going to put this in, and we're just going to keep weighing along. So I'm going to throw some ephemera in, some paper ephemera. Vanny likes, kind of the antique-y stuff like I do. So I just take that and I pop it inside one of these little envelopes just to keep it safe, to kind of keep it from, rolling around inside. Plus, it's like opening a present inside a present inside a present, that type of thing. So I got these gratitude cards. I got these, and they're just little cards, and then you pop them open, and they have little things to be grateful for. So I thought, you know what? Let me pop 1 or 2 of those in here as well. Since we're going for 2 ounces, I could pop more things inside of this envelope. Because girls, there is nothing more joyful than opening up your mailbox to find something that isn't a bill. So I have a couple of these bins full of stuff. This is from the Daphne's Diary. I get things like these little, Mary Kay. I found them at the Goodwill. I just pick up random little things here and there, and then I pop them inside of my Happy Mail. And it doesn't have to be expensive. And let me tell you something, girls. Sometimes I even, re-gift stuff, because sometimes, what I think is cool may not be something that you think is cool. And so then I will re-gift it. So, I thought this was a funny little sticker. I got that when I was on vacation. So, I'm always picking up stickers anytime that I'm on the road. Tillamook, when I was down there, that's a little bag from somewhere that I got something. You can, use that to put inside. Maps are always great. Maps are fun. Will it fit in here? No, that won't fit in here. I'd have to use a different envelope. But anything and everything, you know, here are postcards. I always pick up postcards when I'm at museums, which I'm at a lot when I'm on the road. And they're just things that I grab and I throw inside, you know, these little plastic bins, and I go through more postcards from Tillamook. And, you know, I just, you know, use them. Oh, this is a card that I made. I made this. It was so cute. This is just a miniature of that waffle flower card thing that I used that one time. Tim Holt, Tim Holtz. I love this type of stuff, antique stuff. It's all just stuff that I put in. And these are just things that I have collected along the way when I'm out, you know, doing my thrifting. I just never know, you know, what I'm going to come across. And this is stuff that actually I've put in here, things that I use specifically for, well, these are great. I've used that before. I know that. A lot of this stuff is kitty stuff. It is stuff that I have picked up along the way for, you know, Vanny. That is, you know, blotting papers. Now that would have to go inside of an actual box. But this is all kitty stuff. You know, these are just little, you know, fun little inspirational cards. You know, anything that you can stick inside an envelope, I collect. You know, well, I collect paper. These are things that I've gotten from other people along the way. Random bits. A lot of this, sometimes I use it for journaling, but sometimes I actually throw it inside of Happy Mail. So that is from one trip that I took. That actually needs to go inside a junk journal. But, you know, it's all just little things here and there. I love maps. I love using maps. I love collecting maps. It's all just fun stuff. So these are just examples of things that you can put inside of Happy Mail. It does not have to be expensive, because at the end of the day, sending Happy Mail is just a thoughtful, decorated, you know, envelope. It's all about creating a ray of sunshine for someone's mailbox. So I have this stuff in here, and let me see what else I can throw in. Will that fit? No, it won't fit. I could take the stuff out, but because it's in this nice vellum envelope, I will wait until I have a bigger envelope to stick it in. Now, of course, if you know somebody as well as I do, it's easy for me to, you know, pack up one of these. But if it's somebody new in your life, then, you know, you could reach out and ask some questions like, what is your favorite color? Do you have pets? That type of thing. So then you figure out what you're going to put in it. And then, of course, we're going to weigh it. We're going to weigh it to figure out exactly where we're at, because we need it under 2 ounces. So we're at 1.13. So there is a lot more I can put in here. So let me grab what else I'm going to put in here, and then I'll be right back. So there we go. We're at 1.98. And so I had just grabbed some things. I'm going to take that off because I want it lower. So 1.73 for me, that is perfect. That is perfect. Now, obviously, could I just slide in a simple sticker here or there? I could, you know, let me see. You know what? I will use this. I'm going to write something on here, and then we will just stick it inside. So this is what we finished with. We have the pink envelope with the 1.75-ish of stuff inside, and then I'm going to stick on some of my washi tape. The washi tape that that Vanny knows is Mitzi specific, and I'm just going to stick it on, and then of course I'm going to stick on the tape as well. The tape to just cover it. Now, do I always use packing tape, or do you have to use packing tape? No, of course you don't have to use packing tape. Let me get this on a little bit straighter. Or for me, visually, I'm a visual person, so for me, I like things to be as even-steven as possible. So I am a little bit, you know, anal about that, but that is a me thing. Doesn't have to be a you thing. Okay, so I'm going to get this cut off, and then I'm going to, you know, put some tape on top of it. So it does not have to necessarily be the packing tape. It doesn't have to be that. It can actually be just regular tape. So you can just put regular tape. This is, well, it's not the transparent, so it's going to make the colors mute out a little bit, but that's fine. This is just an example. I would probably not normally use this, but see, the color is muted just a little bit. So that is an example of 2 ounces. We're at 173. Now, can I put more on this? Yes, I can, because we're only at 173. So let me think, what am I going to do on the back? Okay, so I have this little gal here. Vanny is a blondie, so I'm going to use that. And I thought, you know what? Let me use a nice inspirational sticker. You know me, I love an inspirational quote. This is how I store my quote stickers. I used the Happy Planner discs and then the Happy Planner hole punch to put them together so that I can just easily flip through. So these are friendship quotes. And so I'm going to just pick out one to use on the back of this envelope. And I tell you, the benefits that I've gotten by starting this whole Happy Mail exchange with, at the time, a total stranger, I cannot stress enough how much joy it brings me. It is just brings me so much joy. Yes, we do a lot of texting online, and that's why we're probably a little bit closer than you might be with somebody that you just write with. But girls, I was looking for connection. I was needing some connection at the time when I thought, what, let me see about maybe getting a pen pal. And wow, I have been just so impressed with, the joy that I've gotten out of it. And yes, I'm going to stick packing tape on this. I'm going to do that. That's just the Mitzi way. So yeah, if you are thinking, that you are needing some connection in your life, I really suggest trying out pen paling, Happy Mail, trying to find it that way. You never know. So this is 1.80, 1.7680. We're going to stick on the label, and then I'm going to get that into the mail for Vanny. So it's 2 ounces. Here we have a 1 ounce, which is right under 1 ounce. And then we have another, where is it? Another really easy, half ounce. I could have put more stuff in there. I didn't, but I just wanted to show you examples. So that is examples of Happy Mail. Easy peasy, does not have to be expensive. But if you do want to take it up a notch, then get yourself one of these priority mailboxes. So the thing about these priority mailboxes, this is a size small, is that there is a flat rate cost for this. It is $12.65 at the post office, and you just shove as much as you want inside of this box, because you can get up to 70 pounds of weight in this box. And I promise you, you're not going to get near that weight. So you just put whatever you want inside of this box. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to put this box together and then show you how much I got into this box. So I'll be right back. So here is the box. I filled it up and I taped it up. And just as an example of what you could do with one of these little $12.95 boxes. So here we go. How much weight? 18.77. 18 pounds, 19 pounds basically is inside of this box. So what did I put inside this box? Let me show you. So if you're enjoying this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're looking for a fun first-time Happy Mail exchange, come over and join the Paper Girly Facebook page. We're getting ready to do a community Happy Mail exchange project. And I'm so excited for, the ladies who are going to be finding a little packet of joy in their mailboxes, a little tangible piece of connection, letting them know that they are seen and celebrated. So what did I put inside this box? Well, I reused a lot of things. I used the ribbon from the Desk Cosmos, and then I used some tissue paper that I just had laying around. Because at the end of the day, Happy Mail is about giving happiness. And sometimes, that means just sharing things. So a lot of things in this one are things that I'm sharing with this person. My favorite pen. It's just an extra one that I have laying around. It's a Kakuno, and then some little, ink cartridges. These are some washi tape that I got doubles of, intentionally to give away. And this one that I got just from the previous, Desk Cosmos, I ordered this specifically, this is for Natalie. Let's, be honest. This is for Natalie. And so I ordered this specifically for Natalie, just because it reminded me of her, because her boys were really into cars when they were little. And then, of course, I have, my Happy Mail washi tape. I have an extra one of those. I have a couple Coffee Monsters Co. Natalie likes Disney. So I thought, this is fun. And then these little ones, I just thought, you know what? I have an extra one. Let me put it in there for her. And then I always have paper ephemera, and Natalie loves scrapbooking. So let me just put, some of that in there. She'll use it, or she'll pass it on. And of course, I'm the paper girly. I love notebooks. I just got the field notes. I just got this new pink one. Let me throw those in as well. And then this one. This one I've had for over a year, a whole set of the Pantone notebooks. And she loves teal, so let me give her that. It's just sitting in my drawer. And of course, I made this little laminate in one of my videos, the little traveler's, notebook with my favorite Walmart notebook. Let me give her one of those. And then when I was at the miniature show, I found this. Now, Natalie's parents had the newspaper when she was growing up, and so the letterpress drawer that is on my wall, I got from Natalie. So what did I get her? I got her a miniature one. Look at that. Is that not adorable? I got this for Natalie at the miniature show, and so I'll put that in there as well. And then Natalie is doing all of these day trips lately. She's going on these great, fantastic adventures, and she is showing us on the Facebook page. And so I thought, look at this. These are from Hobby Lobby, and they are just adventure stickers. And I thought, you know what? That is fun. Let me put that in there. Then, of course, I had these gifts. I got these gifts. They're not quite me, so I thought, you know what? Let me send them to Natalie. Maybe she'll like them. Now, this is an example of, use what you have. This is packaging from something that I got, and I put something else into it. And then I had another one of these pens. In my drawer, just sitting there. A nice little fountain pen. And I thought, you know what? Let me send it to Natalie. Because I'm going to be doing some fountain pen ink videos in the future. And so I want her to have a fountain pen in case she decides that she wants to buy some fountain pen ink. So that is everything that I put in here. It's just personalized to Natalie. And that's what Happy Mail is all about. It's just putting together, whether it's an envelope or a package, of things that are personalized to that person that you think might bring them joy. So thank you for joining me here today. If you're interested in doing a Happy Mail exchange, then I hope you'll come over to the Facebook group and join us there if that sounds like something that you'd like to be. Basically, a giver of joy in someone else's day. We have examples of the envelopes here, the 1 ounce envelopes and the 2 ounce envelopes. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was so much fun showing you just the basics of getting into Happy Mail. Until next time, from one paper girly to another. Bye.